on worldwide television. Can you fight this nigga talking mad?
And due to his environment and the way they managed to like build his mindset, it wasn't like just his physicality. The way they changed his mindset, he managed to become a heavyweight champion of the world, and it showed if you apply yourself to something, you can do anything.
And I gotta say, AJ looks composed. You know what he reminds me of? My wife said this. You know how a Komodo dragon like kills his prey? Komodo dragon will bite its prey and then just follow it for days while the poison seeps into the prey's body, and it'll just watch and follow, stalk.
Anthony Joshua hits you with probably his hardest shot. You dropped and said, wow.
I was like, wow, that was nice.
Did he surprise you with his power?
No, but I mean, he surprised my jaw.
Talk to me about what your jaw feels like.
It's like a baseball in there. 4 titanium plates. How many do you have?
Just one.
Mike Tyson's laugh said everything. It was the clearest reminder of what happens when hype crashes into real heavyweight power. Jake Paul talked himself into believing he belonged at the very top level, but the sport answered him in the most brutal way possible. This was never about luck or a bad night. It was about levels, experience, and the reality of consequences finally catching up. From start to finish, all night long.
Listen, I think he's taking it very, very seriously because his health depends on it.
This is where the illusion collapsed. Jake Paul felt untouchable after beating a 58-year-old Mike Tyson, but the moment he stood in front of real heavyweight danger, the bravado vanished. There was no swagger, no control, only survival instincts. Fighters like Alexander Usyk live under this kind of pressure. Jake Paul only visited it, and he folded.
Paul landed a beautiful jab with right hand first, right there, and knocked Mike off balance 2 times. And Mike was highly off balance right there. I don't like.
Joe Rogan broke down the severity of the punch, explaining that it was a full force shot to the temple that left Jake Paul completely disoriented and unaware of his surroundings. That breakdown exposed a real gap between hype and elite boxing. When genuine heavyweight power lands clean, there's no room for tricks or confidence. Fighters like Alexander Usyk survived these moments through skill and composure. Jake Paul, by contrast, looked overwhelmed.
Tapping in as well. Over the top. I mean, that was a full force shot to the temple. I mean, he's right now. So they wipe off his gloves, but you look at him like he's really feeling it right now. I mean,
Eric Chisora mocked Jake Paul, saying the only bravery he showed was running away once the pressure arrived. He described Jake jumping around, falling over, and avoiding exchanges from the very first round. That breakdown painted a clear picture of panic, not tactics. Elite fighters like Alexander Usyk stay composed and in control, while Jake Paul spent the fight trying to escape danger rather than face it.
Ready for that, because there's a lot of
the bravery for running away when he got tired.
No, the bravery.
Sorry.
No, go.
Sorry. From round 1, running away, jumping up and down, falling down on the floor.
Dana White pointed out that Jake Paul only finds success against carefully selected opponents and struggles whenever he faces real boxers. He emphasized that beating an aging fighter is not proof of elite ability, and that calling out world-level champions have become comedy at this stage. Fighters like Alexander Usyk earn their position through discipline and risk, while Jake Paul chases validation until the truth exposes him once.
Mike Tyson, Jake Paul. What's your take on Jake? Tyson's 58 years old. Jake fought a guy who was his age and was also considered a boxer, and he lost.
He says he wants to fight Canelo.
I mean, it'd be a fucking 30-second payday for Canelo.
Duke McKenzie said that Jake Paul's constant trash talk finally came with consequences. He believes a broken jaw was something Jake brought on himself through arrogance and provocation. This was boxing restoring balance. Fighters like Alexander Usyk respect the danger of the sport and understand the cost of mistakes. Jake Paul treated it like entertainment and paid for that mindset in the ring.
Fucking piss take that this guy's in there with Anthony Joshua, swinging away, landing. What's he done? He's had 18 minutes and landed 2 shots, and he's gone on survival mode.
Carl Froch criticized the performance by highlighting how little Jake Paul actually did during the fight. He pointed out that surviving without engaging is not boxing at a serious level, and landing only 2 punches over that time showed a complete lack of threat and intent. Fighters like Alexander Usyk use movement to create dominance. Jake Paul used movement only to delay the inevitable. It was a clear mismatch.
Everyone in this venue. Now, you asked me a question. Look, it wasn't the best performance. It wasn't the best. the end goal was to get Jake Paul, pin him down and hurt him. That has been the request leading up, and that was on my mind. It took a bit longer than expected, but
Anthony Joshua admitted the fight wasn't perfect, but made it clear the objective was always to hurt Jake Paul and shut him down. He explained that patience was necessary because Jake refused to engage properly. That honesty exposed the real reality of the matchup. A true heavyweight doesn't rush KOs. He applies pressure until the opening appears. This is how elite boxing works. Fighters like Alexander Usyk understand timing and punishment. Jake Paul wasn't fighting to win. He was fighting to survive until that right hand finally erased the illusion.
I wanted AJ to knock this boy out clean and get rid of him because everybody I've spoken to, they just wanted, they're like, I want to see Jake Paul get knocked out. And I just said, I don't want to see him get knocked out. I want to see him get beat up. I want to see him quit. I want to see the reality of everything he's saying and doing kick in. And in a way it did happen, but he didn't get beat up. And slowly but surely the confidence, the self-belief ripped out of him to the point where he's dropping on his knees. He's like, he must have fallen down about.
Johnny Nelson explained that people weren't just looking for a knockout, they wanted Jake Paul mentally broken. He described how the confidence was stripped away round by round until Jake was repeatedly dropping to his knees. That told the real story of the fight. Boxing isn't always about one punch. It's about dismantling belief. Fighters like Alexander Usyk break opponents mentally long before they collapse physically. Jake Paul entered with confidence borrowed from promotion and left with nothing left to protect.
It took AJ a couple of rounds to get hold of him, and then he knocked him spark out and broke his jaw. It was a frustrating 2-3 rounds maybe because Jake was moving so much.
Eddie Hearn acknowledged that Jake Paul survived longer than expected through movement and holding. He gave credit for toughness, but not for skill, and that distinction matters. Toughness without technique only delays the damage. Elite fighters like Alexander Usyk combine durability with intelligence. Jake Paul relied purely on survival instincts, and when the clean shot finally landed, the difference in class was undeniable and the outcome was
broken jaw, it appears, after fighting Anthony Joshua. Right? I made this graphic for you guys. You see it. Got his jaw broken in 2 places.
Care of me forever and ever, little fucked up. But when you take care of me forever and ever, little fucked up. But when you take
boxing ego is focusing on the physical damage and making it clear just how serious the injury really is. A jaw broken in 2 places isn't promotional hype, it's medical reality. This is the price of stepping into heavyweight boxing without the proper foundation. Fighters like Alexander Usyk understand risk because they earned their way up. Jake Paul skipped steps and met consequences that can't be edited or spun away.
Well, the fight was, it weren't a fight, was it? It was really, really one-sided. Jake Paul, yeah, I've got to give him credit really, because he's super fit. He's pretty clever really. Like, he'd make a good,
Dave Allen said the contest was one-sided while still giving Jake Paul credit for fitness and clever movement. That assessment captured the truth. Fitness can help you last, but it can't win fights at this level. Boxing is about control, damage, and intent. Fighters like Alexander Usyk use movement to dominate opponents, while Jake Paul used movement to avoid confrontation. That difference separates professionals from pretenders. 121,212.